Hi all, welcome to this Team of the Week 25 investments video. Plenty to cover in this week. We've got practically the whole Team of the Week nearly featuring in this, so it just kind of shows you that this is a good Team of the Week for investments. So we can smash links to be awesome, sub to channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter at GIsALegend. All links are down below for playlist and channel and social media links as always. Hopefully you've got some good deals out of this. I definitely have myself, especially since recording of the video. So this Team of the Week has started off on the form of Volpe. He goes for around 11k. You can genuinely get him for like 10.5 if you're very patient. And for an 82 rated, he's worth the punt regardless. Moreno goes for around 15-16k. I've seen the odd one go for 13 or 14, but it's very seldom. It's more consistently around the 15k mark. Lowton goes for around 11, and in all honesty, for an EPL player just now at 81 rated, he's always worth nabbing, especially due to league and kind of play of the month feeling. That's kind of the big stimulus there. Traore is discard is like 10-11k. I've seen so many just kind of witch by 9.9, 10k, and people just don't seem interested in the card, so it's quite interesting to note. Dubois, same applies. I don't know why. He looks an alright card, but if cards are flying by at 10k, Kvazashvili, he's the same, 9.9, 10k. I think it's just because it was a position change. If it was a central card, I think you'd get 11k for him, but it's a handy investment to have. Ki Sung-young goes for around 12-13k, and honestly, for 82 rated, this cheap, it's worth having one in your club for EPL reasons. People tie it into Player of the Month Sun, for example. Vasquez, when he was an 84, he had a period where he was actually 28k. He's now up to around 30. So if you'd got him when he was an 84, hadn't been upgraded, this was a smart card to buy, but still at 30k, it's a smart deal. Figuli around 11-12k. I just don't get the gist why. He's quite overpowered for a cheap inform. Jonas around 30k as well. Second inform for him, but he's not a very popular card for what I've seen. And in all honesty, people just don't really feel they need to buy him. Dzeko, same rules apply, 30-32k. I think it's because cards like these, I think people expect more informs out of them, but also there is other options you can always turn to. Gomez, 17-18k. He does push to 19-20 on occasion, and he probably will once this Team of the Week disperses, but still a cheap 84 to throw in the club. Horta, 10-11k. Honestly, if you can nab him, fair play. Just help bulk up your inform stock if you like trading with informs. Linson goes for pretty much his minimum price, which is 9.6, which is kind of crazy. And if you've got one, you're laughing. Just bung it in the club, let him just sit there. It'll brew up. It'll just over time these cards will go up in value. It just takes a little bit of time, but also it's just good for like club value and just as an inform investment. Bamford's the same, so just keep that in mind as well. Pretty much this is the theme now. These guys just go for the minimum price. Ostermer's the same, 9.4, and if you can nab one, you're absolutely laughing. So keep that in mind for your inform investments. Bismarck, same applies. Brazilian, if he was a Silver inform, then I think it would be a different kettle of fish. I think he'd be worth a lot more, but due to being a gold, due to the way they do the inform boost this year, it kind of hampers him. And this dude, Pravjak, I got him for 5.1k on Snipe. Got him earlier on, which was quite a nice snipe indeed. But in honesty, for me, I will end up, before the end of this Team of the Week, I'll mop up like all the 81s and 82s. I'll just bung them into the club and the discards as well. So hopefully you find this useful. Let me know in the comments down below if you've got any informative snipes at all. Smash the like as always, sub to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you all later.